It's definitely windy, and that cloud formation is nuts. So guys, after you had seen part 1, I'd been to Dungeness and the zoo and everywhere else as well. And on the way, sort of the route round, I stopped at a place called Drury's Gap. That's right next door to Camber Sands in East Sussex. And it's kind of the bit where the big sandy dunes meet back to sort of a normal beach. It's still sandy, but there's big rocks and everything there as well. So it's a really, really good place for kite surfing. When the conditions are right, and obviously the wind obviously was mega, so they were out in force. Windsurfers as well. It's all it gets very busy out there. The one thing I did notice, and I've never noticed this before, and this is not a sexist thing at all, but girls. I've never seen a girl on a kite surf when I've been there before, and I'm just saying this is just an observation. I think it was three out kite surfing. Which was really good to see because, like I say, I've never seen anything other than blokes out there kite surfing. So really nice to see the ladies at it. You know, braver than I am. I think I'd probably be broken after about 10 seconds of being dragged down the beach or out to sea trying to do what they do. It's amazing when they do jumps and things like that and twists and things as well. So yeah, really good to watch. And yeah, as you can see here, it was definitely windy and they were enjoying themselves big time. Yeah, so utilising the rx10 Mark IV, and this way I was actually shooting in 1080p with intelligent active stabilisation on, which does help quite a bit, especially in windy conditions. As you can see there, I'm getting buffeted about still a little bit, but I'm at 600mm plus the clear image zoom as well. So I'm zoomed in quite a long way. They're actually quite a long way offshore where I'm actually videoing. So yeah, it was really useful. Plus, it's at 50 frames per second as well, which was really helpful. Obviously, to keep the frame rate a little bit smoother as well, especially with moving target. Obviously, you can shoot with 100 frames per second or 120, depending on if you're an NTSC or PAL. But I chose 50, just because the intelligent active basically just crops in a little bit, works a bit like GoPros do, and it compensates with the movement, which obviously works very well. But I say 40-mile-an-hour winds that afternoon was even difficult holding the camera still. So, but it still worked very well, I thought. So yeah. What else? Yeah, I mean that intelligent active stabilization is now in the Sony A1 and the A7 IV as well, so it's actually very good. Obviously with the RX10 you can only shoot in 1080p, where in the A1 for example I can shoot 4K. I'm not sure what it's doing on the A7 IV, probably 4K as well. So anyway, really handy. But as you see, it was sunny still. I was messing around with exposure because I'm shooting manual, so overexposing a little bit for shadows and things like that. But did it look right? I don't know. As you can see, I'm adjusting a little bit. But yeah, really pleased on how well it was working. Didn't get too much spray on the lens as well, which was handy. So that can affect your autofocus eventually if you are in a spray condition. But yeah, I took a few photos while they were there. But yeah, really cool. Not as many people out and about as I thought. As you can see, they're like overexposed, but there's still enough people about that it was actually made it worthwhile stopping. So glad I did, because I was just going to head a different way, around and go somewhere else. But actually I thought, I'll go out on the coast and see what it's about, and obviously saw the kites up, because you can actually see them from the road. Once the kites are up, you can obviously see them above. If there's no kites out there, you can't see them, and there's a sea wall in the way, so it does help that you kind of get a little bit of a warning that there's some people out there, which is really handy. But really interesting to watch. The speed they go sometimes is absolutely crazy. This is where I'll drop the brightness down actually in post by 67 points. Same exposure you just saw, so it was a little bit bleached out, but actually I've dropped it down, and it's actually recovered quite a bit. This young lady here did a bit of a twist and everything, but then the board fell off and then she splashed down. It's not very deep there. She's literally sitting on the bottom now. So yeah, I don't know if that hurt or not. Hopefully not. I've slowed this down by half on these two clips as well, just to kind of give a little bit more of a slow motion feel. So that's 2 times slow motion. But yeah, really cool. Really nice day out actually. It's just a real shame about the wind, because I was really hoping to get the drone back up a bit more, which would have been really helpful. So yeah, we shall see what's what really. But yeah, really good day. It's just a shame about the petrol costs, isn't it? Because everything's doubled pretty much. So a day out in the car is twice as much money. So bring on the views so it covers my costs. That'd be amazing. If lots of people watch these videos, it does help me get out and about a bit more. Right, so onto the photos. So I'm shooting around about 1,000th of a second, f4, anywhere between sort of 400 and 600 millimeters, ISO 100, and AFC. So just wide AFC, and it literally just hung on to all of the kite surfers, no trouble whatsoever. He was really high, and that the kite on the left hand side there, he's not far off it in the real world, and yeah, really high jump. This shot here was quite cool. As I was walking back towards the car, turn around, always try and remember to turn around, because sometimes you see a shot that you may have never seen if you hadn't bothered turning around. So really worthwhile. And this guy worked really well in black and white, I thought, with all the whites and everything as well. So that was part 2. Hopefully I found it a little bit interesting. I'm going to be back out very soon. The weather's gone a bit weird, really windy, cloudy, moody and everything, so we shall see how that turns out. But I really want to get back out with the drone a little bit more, and they've just released a new firmware update as well, which fixes loads of problems apparently, so that's a good thing. Anyway, don't forget to click the subscribe button, little notification bell as well, and I shall see you soon for another video. Any questions, etc., give us a shout. See you soon.